Deep in the heart of Ocean, where clouds kiss the hilltops and the trees hum with...
Yeah, top of the morning, a beautiful morning, a bright morning, a glorious morning, a happy weekend. Welcome to Spring Delight here on Western Spring Television. Your delightful weekend show where we get to make your weekend, the start of your weekend, delightful. And it's another great time. I like to say handsome time again. To be on your screen and, getting to make that weekend of yours delightful where you get to unwind. I mean, the whole stress of the week. How's been the week for you? How has been Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and today is Saturday. Last week was the last time I was on set. It was last month. That was February 28th, and I can remember we were making that a lighter note. A talk about those who had their birthdays on the 29th, that your birthdays in the next 2 years. However, we still celebrated you and wished you a wonderful one. Thank God it's March. Today, March the 7th. Today, 7th March 2026. A perfect day, a great day. And I pray God for you watching right there that today will be a good day for you. Today will be a perfect day for you. This weekend will be a loving weekend for you where you get to, have a beautiful time. A lot has happened this week, the course of the week. A lot of things have happened and a lot is still happening. But regardless, it's a time to, relax, enjoy with family, unwind, and get yourself prepared for the week ahead. And today on Spring Delight is going to be a delightful one. I'll be your host on today's show. Sending greetings to you from GBK and John Joe, who is unavoidably absent. I bring you her greetings, and subsequently, she's going to join us as we get to keep you happy, inform you, educate you, and as well as entertain you. And today is going to be a delightful time. As you are watching right there, maybe on your StarTimes Channel 190 DTT, we are live on our social media handles on Facebook, Western Spring Television, and on YouTube at Western Spring Television NG. And you can catch up with us with our other programs as well on Western Spring Television on all platforms, on X, on Twitter, X, which is formerly known as Twitter, on TikTok, and on Facebook and YouTube, Western Spring Television NG. It's a delight to be here on the show, and first we're going to go for some aerobics where we get to unwind and, stretch out the muscles, get to sweat out and burn out some calories before we get into the show proper. However, my name is Olufemi Alagbe, and it's a great delight to bid you welcome to Spring Delight this morning, this weekend, the 7th of March 2026 here on Western Spring Television. Before we continue, let's go for some aerobics. Let's burn out some calories. Stay with us.
One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 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 So we're making it to 6 now. This way. Watch me. You watch first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 now. Ready? We go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Please, let's encourage ourselves. You clap there. Make a clap. All right. 1, 2, 6. 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're making it 8 now. Ready? We go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Thank you. All right, the 8. 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, from the 8 again. Ready? We go. 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 9, 10. 9, 10. 8. All right. To 10. Now we're taking it to 10. Ready? We go. 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 9, 10. 9, 10. 9, 10. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. All right, okay, the two hands up. Let's bring it down a little from your fingers. Let's roll it. You drop the fingers, you drop it very well. You drop it. Remember, we're doing this for the love we have for our body. We are not doing this because we hate our body. Exercise is for me and you. It's good for you. For the love we have for our body. All right, the two hands up. Okay, right there, we're bringing our knees to the elbow. Just touch and smile. You touch. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, up there, the two hands up, the hands by the side. You bring it down, all right, down. And you relax there. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. It's your program again, Spring Delight. The exercise segment of it, the exercise segment of the program. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Just hold it, and then your hands up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, now back to the other legs. Thank you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Up, up to the sky. All right, we count there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, the two legs out. All right, fingers at the toes. All right, we're trying to stretch our back muscles with this. You stretch it. For few of us, that's... All right, stretch it. Let's stretch it. All right, thank you. All right, the two hands up again. So now the palm at the floor. So now we are lifting ourselves up a bit from the floor, just up there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, you change. Let's come up again, a little bit up. Ready? We go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, the two legs out there. You stretch your hands to the toes there. Stretch it. You stretch it. All right, thank you. Okay, we'll go back a little bit. Now the two legs up. This will affect our stomach very well. All right, now you stretch it out, one leg out, and your toes pointing straight. Look at my toes pointing straight, your toes pointing straight. All right, we count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, you change. These are some of the exercises that are good for our stomach, for our general body. All right, we change. We change it again. All right, you change. We change. You change. We change. I change. And you look up and smile. Exercise is fun. You smile whereas we are doing this for the love we have for our body. We are not doing this because we hate our body. 9, 10. Okay. All right, we go. Your right hand, left leg. You hold it there, and I count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, you change. The left hand and right legs. I count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, right there, we're bringing our elbow to the knee. We come to the center. We go to the other side. We come to the center. We go again. Back to the center and side. Okay, let's bring it down. Let's bring it down. Let's bring it down. Let's bring it down. All right, up again. Let's stretch it side. Side, you go with me. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, please, let's double it up a bit. All right, let's go. All right, on the spot there, you make sure you are standing on your toes. Make sure you balance, you get your balance. All right, now we are running on the station there. Look at my position there. Now you go. Can we make it a little bit faster? Faster, faster. Who's counting? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Last 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, change. All right, same position, please. Take it up. You go to the balls of your toes. Ready? All right, we go. Slowly. Slowly. Now we're making it a little bit faster. Faster. Please counting. Please count. You count.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
The last 10. Count the last 10. Faster.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
All right, let's double it up. Let's double it up again. Yeah, it is your program again. Spring the lights on your darling TV, Western Spring Television.
Yes, and that's that about that on that segment. And I hope you did something there and not just sitting there. You know, I always say this, that you don't have to just sit on your screen and watch. All these segments that we are having are not just for doing sake. It's for a purpose. And one of the reasons why we are doing this Arabic segment is so that you can have an avenue whereby you get to exercise yourself. You get to burn out those calories. So I hope you didn't just sit down to watch the screen. You at least walked around that room or that sitting room where you are. You got to lift up that light or heavy weight. You know, and I said something right from the time our Ramadan and the Lenten season has started. I've said you should take it easy on yourself. Don't do beyond what your strength can carry. As Christians, you're fasting. As Muslims, you're fasting. So you can take it a little bit less stressing so that your body will not be demanding for more than you can offer it at this moment. So just make it light and, you know, just burn out those calories, and with family, play around. Just do something light and enjoy the moment. So that's that about that. In case you didn't do it, I will encourage you while this segment is still going on, we're going for another segment, just try to walk around the room, count some steps, you know, do something and burn out, stretch out those muscles and burn out those calories. And at this juncture, we quickly go for celebrity birthdays and today in history. As I said, all the segments are not just for doing sake. There's a purpose behind them, especially for the celebrity birthdays. We get to celebrate you watching right there because you are the real MVP in case your birthday was in the course of the week or today happens to be your birthday. From all of us here on Spring Delight at Western Spring Television, we say happy birth week to you. A happy birthday to you if today happens to be your birthday. And we celebrate you, rejoice with you. As I said earlier, we're live on Facebook at Western Spring Television and on YouTube at Western Spring Television NG. So go there, comment, drop us a comment. If you want to make a shout out to somebody celebrating his or her birthday today, let's rejoice with that person. And in case you are the celebrant, go there, drop it, give a shout out to yourself. If today is your birthday or your birthday happens to be in the course of the week, go there, drop a comment. There we'll be able to interact and celebrate with you as well. All right, now we go for celebrity birthdays. We celebrate you, and let's get to show some celebrants in the course of the week today that happens to be their birthday. And from there, we go to today in history. Sometime on this day or in the course of the week, something happened in Nigeria or across the globe. Let's get to remind ourselves, and let's go for that now. Yes, you're welcome back. And just as I said earlier, that's it. And that's that segment there where we get to celebrate celebrities who happen to have their birthdays. And the course of the week today happens to be their birthday. And not just celebrities across the globe, but to you, our dear viewer, you are the really MVP, most valuable personality. And from all of us, again, I'll reiterate that we celebrate you and we love you. We love the way you love us and you're following up with us and our programs like Spring Delight here, Western Spring Television, and all other programs that we have here on this darling TV station. We love you and we love your support, your love towards us, and we always celebrate you. And talking about celebration, today we have something very important to discuss and talk about, and particularly I'm trying to feel a bit jealous, but I will not be jealous because the female folks, like every time there are various celebrations. In fact, at a point I think Mother's Day celebration is like twice in a year. I can't say today is Mother's Day celebration, tomorrow is girl child celebration, next tomorrow is women's celebration. Before you know it now they'll be saying later you'll be saying unmarried women celebration, then the married women celebration. You never can tell what will happen. But to my gender, we continue to support, you know, they will say support. You can never hear men support men. You will hear women supporting women. Later you will still hear men support your women. You now wonder what is happening to the male folks. However, well, we'll still continue doing it. I just hope one day God will look from heaven and show mercy to the male folks and just show us mercy and increase the rate at which you can also be celebrated. However, just to remind you in case you don't know, tomorrow, 8th of March, is the Women's Day. I mean, don't before I be shot on the leg and, you know, sanctioned. International Women's Day is on March 8th. Internationally, not just locally. Imagine, God, when will be International Men's Day? I'm looking up to that day when there'll be an advocacy for the men. I mean, that we can say, yes, today is just for the men. Women, I won't say you are banned from celebrating yourself. Celebrate men. Everything that has to be for that day will be men. I think we need to start making advocacies for that. But we fire down, and as a means of introduction, just like I said, tomorrow, March 8th, is International Women's Day, where we get to celebrate women. And I think it's something I need to be happy about. My mother is a woman. The person I'm still single. The person I will get married to will be a woman. The mother to my children will be a woman. The person that will take care of me will be a woman. So I think everything around men, everything that surrounds men is women. So if we celebrate them too, it's not bad. However, regardless, at least still celebrate us. However, on today's edition, just as I said, is a special one, as you can see. And as we join the rest of the world to celebrate the International Women's Day on March 8th, a day set aside globally to recognize the achievements, resilience, and invaluable contributions of women in shaping our homes, communities, and society at large. Across generations, women have continued to break barriers, and you can attest to that, nurture families, lead institutions, and inspire positive change. Today on the program, we celebrate one of such remarkable women whose life reflects service, leadership, and dedication to humanity. I must add this, humility as well. Our guest is a highly respected community leader, a mentor to many, a woman whose influence continues to impact lives positively. She's fondly known and loved by many as Yafi. Please join me as I warmly welcome to Spring the Lights this morning, talking about women. I think I'm going to place my grievance before her, so maybe she's going to see it in my own angle. It's a pleasure to have you on the show.
Thank you so much. I'm excited to be here.
It's a pleasure to have you. And, you know, I was saying it before bringing you on that I hope one day men also will be celebrated more like women, because I think in the whole year is we just have Father's Day. After Father's Day, I can't really.
There are now.
But
We have Boys Day, International Boys Day. We have Men's Day in November.
Okay.
I happen to know that International Boys Day is May 16, and I'm looking forward to celebrating the boys.
Okay,
So please.
I think I will await that. In fact, I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to that Boys Day.
Absolutely, and we're going to spend money and make sure we celebrate you extremely well.
You will spoil the meal.
Yes, we're going to spoil the meal for.
Thank you very much. So I think I'll wait for my day. Let's leave this moment for the women. Let's allow them to enjoy. It's a pleasure once again to have you on the show. However, let's start this way. For those who might be seeing you for the first time on this channel, let's get to know you, your journey into, when I was introducing, I was saying that many love to call you Yafi and all that, but I would like to tell us who you are and your journey to what you are today by God's grace.
Okay, well, thank you so much. My name is Oyinkansola Omigbodun. Well, I'd like to be known as an educator, someone who influences young people and encourages them to change their behavior. I'm an advocate for education and an advocate for youth development, especially girl-child development. I'm passionate about those things. So yes, I'm really grateful to have the opportunity to impact others and to be a change agent in general.
See, from what you said girl-child advocates. My mind was like, where boy-child good now?
Well, yes, well, I said youth development.
Okay, so the youth development has joined both.
Yes, it has put both together because they're both important. We cannot say this one is more important than the other. But the truth is, over the years, the girl child has seen a lot of discrimination, a lot of abuse, and we really do need to do some work in that area. A lot has been done. Miles and tracks have been accomplished with regards to the improvement of the girl-child condition. But it's a patriarchal society, whether we like it or not. And so it's important to ensure that girls are not suffering in such a society and they're not being neglected and overlooked and passed by opportunities.
Yes, let's talk about now. Thank God you've clarified that the youth has added the male folks. So my mind is at rest now, and I'm happy and elated. However, talking about the International Women's Day, you as a woman who has passed through life, gone through a lot of experiences, and into who you are today, you are a role model. A lot of people look up to you, and with the way you are inspired. What can you say has shaped your journey so far to who you are today?
Well, my mother has played a very powerful role in who I have become. Sometimes when I pick up the keys to a huge coaster bus and I drive it, I remember my mom. She made it possible for me to say, oh, look, nothing should hinder you from achieving your goals. So I've never looked at myself and seen myself as inferior to a male. I go for the same opportunities. If they're available, I go for them. Why? Because my mother instilled those values in me. It is not to compete with men per se, but to strive to be the best that you can be, whether you're male or female. That was her goal. And as females, we were 2 females out of 4 children. We were the first 2. The girls came first. She gave us those opportunities. She would give us the keys to the car, go and learn how to drive at age 16. So I didn't see it as a big deal to get into a car and drive. Unfortunately, also, I would like to appreciate my husband as well. My husband has very liberal views concerning women and what they do in the society. So he gave me the room to blossom and to bud. He gave me the room to further advance my education.
International Women's Day. In your opinion, this has been a recurring thing over the years. Would you say women actually have been well celebrated globally, particularly, let's narrow it down to Nigeria? Do you think women are well celebrated with their achievements, their involvement in nation building and all that?
Well, if I'm going to look at it from the perspective of politics, no. There's an underrepresentation of women in politics. We all know.
But there's a bill being passed currently, and
we hope it will see the light of day. We have really, we have baited. have bated breath, waiting and saying, let's see if this is going to sail at last. Okay. You know, but currently, how can we have 360 members, or how many, 469 seats, and only 20 are being occupied by women? There's something wrong, you know. So that underrepresentation smacks of, you know, the poor attitude that we have towards women in our society. And, you know, that really, really has not changed much over the years. It has improved, but it has not changed as much as we would like to see those changes. So we're looking forward to this bill being passed. It will make a huge difference in the way women are represented in the country, and it will give them a voice. So we're waiting to see how it goes.
All right, you know, you talked about politically, it seems as if women are not well celebrated and allowed to, you know, and what of are there other segments that you feel, okay, maybe in this aspect, women are well celebrated, or if the political landscape, women are not allowed to feature well enough, it in a way covers the other areas and not allow them to really show forth what they're able to do?
I'm trying to think, is there any sector of the of our society where women are well celebrated? I'm not yet sure. You know, there was this recent bid by a woman to become the Awujale. And the public outcry was ridiculous. What does she mean? Blah, 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 blah. Can't she aspire? You know, that just tells you that we have a long way to go. There's still a lot of work to do. You know, a lot of work to do.
All right. Well, with this, it has even shown that women really face a lot of challenges that we'll see in the society. However, in your opinion, what more can be done now differently in empowering women so that they can have a better say in the society?
Well, that bill, like I said, is very important. I hope it sails pretty quickly, and that it won't be stalled by endless debate. You know, there are some powerful forces in these political positions that, you know, have a way of stalling and delaying such progressive bills. So we hope that bill sails, and then we must empower women to educate themselves and become better, you know, better versions of themselves through education. And then we must enforce existing laws against that advocate for women, you know, particularly laws like Violence Against Persons, the Violence Against Persons Act, and so on and so forth. We should ensure that all those laws are properly implemented, you know, and enforced so that women can breathe. Women who get into do certain types of violence, rape, and so on, when they get to the police station, they say, well, how did you dress? Are you not the one that went there? You know, such things. You know, those such things have to change. So we must give women the opportunity to air their voices, grievances, and take them seriously. That's the real issue. We are not really taken seriously. When a woman says, I want to be governor or I want to be president, like the Awujale case, you know, she is mocked, her voice is belittled, you know, and then most likely we shrink back into ourselves and say, well, that is what society has given to us, so we must manage. You know, let's not manage. Let's keep pushing for change. That's very, very important.
But let's look at it this other way. Is it not that women are also a contributory factor to these things, especially in situations whereby women want to aspire for leadership positions, but you will see women too trying to talk them down.
Absolutely.
On such aspects. And so are they not the one doing themselves?
Yes, I would say yes, ignorant women. And we have quite, well, let me be careful. Okay, so we have to provide community education. Women have to understand that out of every 2 Nigerian voters, 1 is a woman. It's that powerful, you know, and because we have that kind of power in numbers, if we are educated appropriately, educated soundly concerning our rights, we will exercise them better. That's very, very important. But as long as we don't have that education, we'll keep, you know, getting into that vicious cycle of doing what the society has done for ages and for ages. But with education will come an enlightenment, and then there would be changes.
All right. Talking about International Women's Day, thank God it's tomorrow, and I would like to channel this into what should be the goal of every woman on international days like this where they are celebrated. what should be the view of a woman on a day she is meant to be celebrated? And for men folks, just like you mentioned, your husband supporting women, and for men who really support women, what should be the goal of the male folk in celebrating women on International Women's Day?
Well, okay, for women, I'm going to leave with them a quote from Michelle Obama. She said, there's no limit to what we as women can accomplish. We must understand that there's power in the hands of a woman. A woman is a powerful change agent. And when even governments recognize that women are powerhouses and they invest in those women, the economy itself feels the impact. So there must be, women must see themselves as change agents, okay, and work as such. You know, they must not allow their voices to be suppressed. I'm not saying they should become this brash, clanging bells in society, but they should articulate their points. They should seek to be in the rooms where decisions are being made. They should seek to be in the rooms where decisions are being made. And when they're not given the opportunity, they should galvanize action by coming together. Women have a notorious reputation of, you know, being like crabs sometimes, pulling one another down. We must ditch that mindset and come together and galvanize action, you know, to make sure that our voices are heard. And to every man out there, women are not a threat. You know, in Yoruba, they will say, you know, that's, no, women are not a threat. Women can be powerful tools of change within the society, starting from the family. They can do great things. So men around them should not see them as threats, but see them as vehicles of sustainable development that need to be encouraged. This is my...
I think that's a good one there. Men not seeing them as threat, because, you know, sometimes when women are in leadership, when they just give simple instructions, sometimes men tend to see it as being authoritarian, even when a male folk can give the same instruction
and they would comply.
The angle at which they get to see, they'll be like, she's too authoritative, she's too this, she's too that. And sometimes you wonder, even a male folk sometimes is more, I mean, strict, stricter, in such
and more forceful
enforcement and all that. But I hope we get to understand that women are not a threat in leadership roles, and we give them a better opportunity. Now let's talk about this before we'll take a little break. Then when we return, we'll continue the conversation talking about a leadership opportunity. Now, when we say we give the platform open to men and women to contest, how do you measure the open playing, the playing ground for contesting for, let's be focused now, specific political appointments, political offices, when we are saying we're giving a level playing ground for both the male and the female folks to contest for positions? How do you see this? Should there be lesser, measures?
Should we lower standards?
Yeah, lower standards.
Absolutely
for women.
not.
Or we should allow everybody go to the field with the same standard, same measures, same everything to contest with the male folk.
You know, in my brain is saying, Oyinko, is that a trick question? You know, because yes, I would like to soften the ground for women and say, oh, give them some concessions. But you see, if you give those concessions, the same concessions will be used against you. So come there as qualified for whatever position you want to vie for as a man. You have to understand that, look, there is no soft landing anywhere. It's not a, how do I put this as succinctly as I can? You must bring the same qualifications. You must be qualified. You must be above qualified to even fit into those positions before your voice can be heard. Don't expect that to say, she's a woman, so give it to her. Why would we give it to you? We want somebody who is articulate, confident, qualified, you know, and can represent us. Not just, oh, she's a woman, so give her the position. There's a difference. Okay, so I do not support just giving any woman a position just because of her gender.
Because
no.
she's a woman.
Just because she's a woman. No. You know, we must allow those who are qualified to occupy
So
positions.
it should be she is getting it because she's qualified.
She's qualified first.
And not because
Yes.
she is a woman.
Not because she's a woman, because she's qualified. So in fighting for seats and relevance in politics and in governance, we're saying put the qualified women, not put the girlfriends of the powerful men. There's a difference. Put the qualified women, square holes in square pegs, who will deliver, our mandate. That's what we want.
And I think that would be an encouragement to allowing more women that are qualified to come in.
Yes,
Because if
absolutely.
you put in the ones that are powerful and not qualified, they will rubbish the office, and that will spoil the whole segment.
Absolutely. And I always say this every time. We need more women, female role models. The real women like Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, who don't have that stain and that I hate the way Natasha Akpoti has been sexualized. Look at Senator Dave Umahi referring to her, that if it were to be Natasha Akpoti that was in this situation, he would have a brief. How would you sexualize a woman like Natasha Akpoti, a woman who is doing remarkable things in her constituency, and you want to reduce her to a beautiful face? It's irritating. That woman is qualified. She can handle power. She knows what to do. Such a woman should get into office. But what are we doing? We are sexualizing her. She's in the news for being the object of somebody's sexual desire. That's so irritating. Why isn't she in the news enough for being a mover and a shaker in her constituency? These things are things that we need to improve upon.
And I think this is where the society comes in to also come in to reshape things and see things in a different perspective.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll still come back to the conversation, still talking about International Women's Day. We'll quickly go on this short breather. When we return, it's still Spring Delight on Western Spring Television. Stay with us.
My name is MX Ogundari Sherifat Romoke. I'm a beautician, and also I'm a cosmetology, which I deal with beauty. My business is to make people to look good, and I do a lot of things when it comes to cosmetology. I do hair, nails, facial treatment, pedicure, manicure. We do full body massage, and we also train people. Like if you want to be a professional cosmetology, we do train students as well. And we make wig, and we also do organic product. We produce some products, both pro-mixing and organic, here in Shera Beauty. I started this business since 1998. And since then, God has been good to me. Because, I know it's not that easy. Because when I finished my secondary school, when I got the admission into like 2 different schools, and there is not even a money for me to pay my acceptance fees, I have no choice, and I don't want to waste my time. Then I said, okay, let me go and train. Then I started training 1997, early 1997. Then I graduated 1998. That is when I started this business. And since then, I know this beauty salon, wherever, because I really have passion for it. Then I started upgrading myself. From there, I went to Lagos State Institute of Cosmetology and Hair Management in Lagos. From there, I went to Dark and Lovely Institute in Accra, Ghana. From there, after that, maybe after 10 years, I know that there's nothing you can do without education. I now go back to school. I got in another admission. Then that's how I started. Then from there, I've been moving doing upgrading. But to God be the glory today, I have masters in beauty cosmetology today. What I really love most about this business is it's a business that yields you much more income, no matter how it is. If you are really focused and you know what you are doing and you don't copy people, when you focus, there is a future on this business, because it's a business that as long as you start doing it, you have your comb, you have some of things, you have small products, you can start from there. You'll be promoting yourself, you'll be adding more value to the business. So with this business, I so much love it, because with little things I know today, I can easily live without disturbing anybody. What really gives me joy on this business is, you see, when I see my students, both home and abroad, that they are doing well, they are doing good, I'm very good with it. And I'm so happy with them. And I pray for them that may God Almighty Allah will continue to promote all of them. And in this business, when we are talking about being a beautician or a cosmetology, it gives you an avenue to have connection with different people, with a lot of personality in town, once you know what you are doing. Because when we are talking about maybe you are a lawyer, you are a judge, you are a commissioner, you are a civil defense, even being the teacher, they will all come to us to come and beautify themselves. Even those doctors that we went to doctor when we are sick, it's more or less that we beautician, we are also a doctor, but the area of our doctor is doctor of ear. Even those doctors in hospital, they come to us because they cannot make themselves beautiful. They cannot treat their ear by themselves. So making people look good is our business. It gives me a lot of pride when I met new people, especially when I have new customers that they love what I did for them. The challenges we face on this business, we have a lot of challenges. I won't lie to you. Even these days, our youth of nowadays, they don't even want to train anymore. They don't want to learn. They believe in quick money. And there's no way we can help them. Like if we that we are into business, we don't encourage them. Then when it comes to our materials, some challenges we have in on our materials is, there's a lot of fake products these days. So if you don't really know much about this business, you can fall victim and buy fake products. My name is MS Ogundare Sherifat Romoke. I'm a beautician. I love my work. My work is my pride.
Yes, you're very much welcome back, and thank you for staying there on Spring Delight here on Western Spring Television. Yes, today is all about women. You can even see the My Work, My Pride. It's the work of a woman there, and she's proud of what she's doing. And in this studio now, only maybe the male folk actually. My guest is a female, and in fact, everything, the letters you are seeing on the screen, is feministic in nature somehow. Everything. Just, even women have better handwriting than men. Well, I'm not going to argue that today. Maybe on the Men's Day or International Boys Day, I will not argue that, and come fully prepared to handle that. Yeah, talking about women, it's a pleasure to still have you here seated, ma'am.
So much.
Yeah, we talked about the aspect of the society having a change in view to as regarding women, and not thinking women should have a soft landing when contesting for positions. However, let's talk about empowerment.
Absolutely.
What would you say is empowerment for women, and how should women be empowered enough to be strong to face whatever it is that is facing them as challenges into this society?
Well, this brings me to, there's an example I'm about to give. You know, in 2025 in Zamfara State, as a measure for poverty alleviation, the government actually arranged for underprivileged girls, about 200 of them or so, if I'm correct, to get married. There was a mass wedding arranged for them, and then they were given articles of furniture, utensils, and all that, and they called that poverty alleviation. That is certainly not our idea of empowerment of women. Mass marriage into what? An abusive relationship, most likely. Underaged girls will be getting married when they should be going to school. So what should the empowerment be? You should give women choice, dignity, independence. And if we want to put our money where our mouth is, we should have, you know, financial packages for women that they can use to what? To improve themselves, start businesses, you know, and then there should be skill acquisition, there should be vocational training. So my advice to them in Zamfara is, please stop marrying these girls off. Why don't you train them? Why don't you turn them into a veritable workforce that can what? Enhance the economy, and not just get married and produce more children that would turn out to be almajiris on the streets. I must say this at this point in time. If you go to Okefia, the beautiful flyover that has been constructed, just stay there in traffic for a little while. You will be surrounded by little girls, you know, in their flowing costumes, begging for alms. You're right here in the state of Osun. Okay, that tells you what? There's a lot of work to do concerning education and training for these young girls. You know, there must be systems in place that forbid young girls to go begging on the streets. You know, they could be victims of rape, all kinds of, you know, horrific things could happen to them. So we should have a system in place that empowers women, trains them vocationally, sends them to school, empowers them financially. There must be, you know, these structures in place.
You made mention that women should be given, especially young girls, should be given choice and independence.
Yes.
However, some persons, even after they are educated, all they just feel is their goal. I'm sorry to say this, but a lot of graduates, especially some women, all they want is, after graduation, all they are after is to get married. What do you have to say in such a situation whereby they are even given that opportunity to be educated? But the next thing, if you ask them what is on their mind, is marriage.
Okay, but it's their choice. It's not forced on them. That's what I'm saying. And then marriage is a very, very powerful institution. Marriage is good. Nobody is disputing that. But marriage is not the only, you know, like I said, the Zamfara state government said that is their way of alleviating poverty. No, it's not a poverty alleviator. You know, it's something that you do to enhance. In fact, marriage should enhance your life. Okay, as a woman, I got into my marriage with a master's degree. Right now, I've added more because my husband empowered me. You know, so that should be the case. You know, those young ladies should be taught that yes, marriage is a great institution. You should prepare for marriage, but you should also continue to strive to improve yourself and become the best version of yourself. Yes, marriage should actually ensure that you become the best version of yourself.
Impressive. I like that angle. Marriage is not a platform whereby you stop growing.
Absolutely.
It's a platform whereby you get to advance and continue. All right. Now talking about celebrating women, let's come back to you now as a person, talking about you being a respected leader in the community. Now, what has been that thing? You know, you've talked about the contribution of your mother, the contribution of your husband, but what has been a guiding principle for you that has kept you consistent in achieving your goals with all the support you've gotten so far? There are challenges you face.
Yes, obviously, yes.
What has been that guiding principle?
I think it's a quest for self-improvement, to continue to improve, to continue to say, what can I do better? How can I improve on what I'm doing? how can I become a better me? That has always guided me. And that has always been my underlying principle for life. Continue to improve, you know, in all departments of life. So that's it for me.
Well, you talked about mentorship the other time. How do you get to impact the lives of young ones in relation to mentorship?
Okay.
You know, some persons, they've never seen a person physically, and they'll say, that's my mentor. And I've watched a lot of videos. Some people, they said, there are some school of thoughts who believe that mentorship is not just what you just say in the mouth. It comes with dedication, it comes with sacrifice, it comes with submission. But different angles, different views. What is mentorship to you, and how do you mentor young folks to be people of integrity, of influence, and still, with what they've achieved in life, still remain humble and make an impact?
Okay, first of all, Paul in the Bible said, I am what I am by the grace of God. And I say that too. I'm whatever I am by the grace of God. And by the grace of God, I have the opportunity to head a school, you know, and to directly impact young people, you know. So that is a powerful platform with which I reach out to young people and tell them, look, these are higher standards. Why don't you aspire for these standards? You know, that is a powerful platform. And then, of course, in society, I hold certain positions in certain organizations that give me the room to talk to young people a lot. Just last week, I spoke to, you know, about over 100 young ladies, you know, and talked to them about advantageous relationships and so. So I do have that opportunity to reach out to young people through the various platforms that I have, and which I'm grateful to God for. So that time, that kind of relationship is what I call a mentorship relationship, where you're able to speak into the lives of young people, show them higher standards to aspire to, and so on and so forth.
All right. So talking about the family and values, you know, a lot of people believe that women, they are the end of their office. I don't want to quote it directly. It's in the kitchen and all that.
The other room.
Yeah, the other room, exactly. Well, let me keep it for the in the kitchen level, because, you know, the way to the heart is through the tongue. It's through the stomach, actually. However, how do you personally, you know, we're celebrating women, and you are our spotlight on the show today as we celebrate women tomorrow. How do you balance family life with all the offices you occupy, school and other offices that you get to? How do you balance both? You have time for family, you have time for work, and you still have time for the community. How do you?
I think that's just arranging one's priorities and making sure that the family comes first. Very,
I was
very
when you
important.
mentioned priority, I was going to ask, what comes first?
Oh,
is
the
it
family.
career or family?
Well, how different? Let me narrow it down a bit.
Okay.
Your relationship with your husband, and then your relationship with your children, the family as a unit. Women have a powerful role to play at home. We cannot neglect that role. If we do, the society would suffer. There are certain roles that we like to, in our feminist nature nowadays, say, oh, it's not necessarily a gender role. But the truth is, women have a role to play in the home, men too, okay? But we have the nurturing instinct. And the woman must use her nurturing instincts to ensure that the family unit is growing, you know, is taken care of, is nurtured, is becoming all that it should be. Should become. So that nurturing role is very important. So it's important to have your priorities listed out right. Your family takes preeminence over your work, over the society. We cannot put the cart before the horse.
So we're talking about, I would like you to buttress the point on the nurturing instinct. That means when it comes to the care for the family, it's more for the woman than for the man. Is that what you're trying to say?
It's a partnership. I'm going to be quick to say that.
Let's clarify.
Very quick to say that we both have to come together and become a single force.
Because some persons will be saying nurturing instinct, that's what they will carry. Maybe their wife is sitting beside them.
Yes, did you hear that? Nurturing instinct. No, encouraged by a solid man. Encouraged and assisted by a solid man. Let me just clarify before.
So it's not just now for anything that has to do with a nurturing thing.
It's yours
to do. Mine is just to.
No.
So can you see that you have? It has to be supported.
Yes, it has to be supported by a solid man
who is solid.
Yes, who
not
is
just.
solid.
So your solidity comes with understanding.
Yes,
so you get to understand.
Yes, so
you know, the support there. All right. Still. I would like to get to hear your opinion talking about the legacy, like you would like it to leave for women, especially young women. Now let's bring it down to our state here, state of residence here, that's Osun State, and then in Nigeria at large. If you are to just sit down and somebody should state what is the legacy of Ms. Omigbodun, what would you like people to view and say this is her legacy?
Wow, that is a very, very tall order question. Higher order question.
Well, you know, as I said, it's about women. So you know, when I mentioned spotlight, I deliberately said that. So that's why I had to ask that question. Okay, this is her legacy. This is what she stands for. This is what she represents.
Okay, I would say to raise leaders through education. To raise change agents for the Nigerian society. We are desperately in need of change. Our values, our orientation. I'd like to use education.
For over 60 years plus,
yes, we're still crawling as a nation, you know, and we still see the same cycles being run. And I'd like to raise change agents that would ensure that those things change and break those, shatter those terrible ceilings, you know, that seem to hold us back as a nation. I could be utopian in the sense that I love the idea, the story of Lee Kuan Yew, you know, and think, wow, can't that happen to us? Why can't we do it? You know, and we cannot do it if we keep recycling the same kind of young people who do not understand that they have a role to play in leadership. So I would like to see my legacy would be to raise young leaders that would change the narrative. I believe that is what I would love to do the most through education. You know, I would like them to go to I don't want to mention my institution on air, but I'd like them to come to an institution like mine, get trained and go out there and change the narrative and say, it's because of what I learned when I was in school. So everything that I do now as a teacher, if I'm teaching a comprehension passage, is geared towards that. Changing the narrative. If I am having an assembly talk, it's geared towards that, changing the narrative. If I'm teaching physics, chemistry, biology, it's geared towards that, changing the narrative, showing them, look, there's a higher way to go. Yeah. So that's what I would like to be remembered for.
I would like to talk about that change aspect. You know, there is this saying that the good old days, and there is a saying of better days ahead. Talking about change, Nigeria as a whole, are you talking about having a change into the, like, we go back to what Nigeria
Definitely
was?
Not.
Or for something better?
For something better. You know, a more inclusive society.
Because, sorry to cut in here, Nigeria is more like an institution where things continue to degenerate from one administration to the other. We tend to appreciate past administrations and the present one. We don't pray it continues, because starting from the time of the civilian era when Obasanjo came in, we appreciated Obasanjo's administration far better than Jonathan's, because Yar'Adua didn't stay long. We were appreciating what Yar'Adua was doing before, unfortunately, he died. And Jonathan came in. We appreciated Obasanjo's era. Jonathan came in. We appreciated, to an extent, we wanted to appreciate Buhari's system then Jonathan. In a way, we had some things to be thankful for, despite the fact it's debatable, actually.
It's debatable.
And like I said, when you reacted to that. And now, when Tinubu's administration, we're saying that Buhari was less tense than this administration. So things continue to degenerate. And Nigerians believe that regardless of how much you pray, things will continue getting worse and worse. So is it we should go back to the beginning, or we should aspire for something different? And how do we get to have that?
I think we should aspire for something different, and we should aspire to change the way we elect our leaders. Okay, should we go back into the past? Things have gone technologically, economically, things have advanced. So if we say we're going back to the past, isn't that going to contradict what we really want, which is to to develop? Okay, so we need to see examples. I keep talking about Lee Kuan Yew and Singapore and the utopian dream, but those people elected a solid leader who decided to sit down, use homegrown narratives to change, homegrown practices to change the narrative. We can do that as well, but we're not going to do that until we change the orientation and the way we think, So we must look into the future. We should look at examples of nations around us, but we should have a homegrown change mechanism. That's what I believe so much.
Well, you talked about changing the aspect in which we get to elect our leaders. I'll throw this to you. If we choose a woman to lead the country, do you think this could create the change we expected?
My brain is saying, is that a trick question? No. But I'm going to answer this and change it a bit and say a qualified woman, not just any woman. Okay, she has to be qualified. She has to have been tested. She has to have an understanding of governance and be ready to take the risk, to sit down and analyze the problems of our country, confront them head on, and make the sacrifice for a change. Lee Kuan Yew did that. So if we can get, whether woman, at this point in time, I'm not really particular about gender. I must confess, we just need a messiah.
A qualified person.
A qualified person.
The right person,
male or female, who is willing to pay the price, for us to have a change.
Well, before you twisted it and said you're not particular about gender, I was about asking that, do you think we have that caliber, that
of women,
quality of women?
Oh yes, I believe
in this country that can really do that, because the system we're on.
Are you going into gender stereotyping?
No, at all. I'm not. I'm not going to. Okay. No, I'm just trying to.
Let me just catch you now so that we can.
because the focus happens to be on women, so I would like. That's why I'm trying to be more specific in the angle of women and trying to see that, okay, if we say we should give women that opportunity, do we have that person willing? Because it's one thing to say we are giving the women that opportunity. It's another thing for them to be willing to take it. Because a lot of times women, or let me say, people who have good ethics, let me also generalize it.
Do not want to get into politics?
Do not want to get into politics. And they feel it's a dirty game. So we tend to most times get in court, I'm being careful here too, the unqualified or the people who are not prepared for the assignments there. That's why I'm asking that, do you think there are women who are dignified?
I'm going to quote someone. She said, if women don't participate in politics, who will speak for our children, families, and our communities?
Can men not speak for
no, you're
children?
not asking me who said that.
All right. Okay, who said that?
Okay. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. Okay, she's held ministerial positions in our country. She's held global
ministerial
leadership.
Is an appointment, not elective.
But right now she's holding a very powerful portfolio, a world-renowned portfolio. So if you look at that woman, she has gone through. Have you read her book? I've read part of her book. And she would explain to you what her eyes saw in the Nigerian polity. Yes, you cannot get into office if you do not, your eyes has not seen the shege promax that Nigerian politics can offer you. This woman has gone through it. Okay, so I would say I would root for that kind of woman. She's gone through the Nigerian scene. She's gone through the global scene. I believe she is ready. And she says herself that if women don't participate, who will speak for the children, and who would speak for our communities?
Well, I'm itching to ask that, just like you've mentioned her example there. The question is Are people like that willing to step forward and contest for this big position?
Remember, she came back from a World Bank job to take on a ministerial position. I believe that if the opportunity arises, she will take it.
Well, you.
I cannot speak for her, of course.
Yeah, I get taking you back to that conversation. I mean, the conversation also we're having it and talking about giving a level playing ground for everybody. I think just as you said, women need to come forward to fight for it as well. So the opportunity will not be presented.
No, it
them.
wouldn't be on a platter of gold.
They need to come out to fight for it. So in all of this now, beyond the gender aspect, what you're trying to point out here is having the qualified people who are willing, because it's one thing to be qualified and it's one thing to be willing to actually effect the change we are trying to talk about. All right, we're going to go on this other break, and when we come back, we'll have your final thought on the show, talking about women and what you would want we male folks to do for you as we get to celebrate you tomorrow. It's your day, and well, we have no choice than to do the needful. Just like I said, my mother is a woman. The person I'll get married to is a woman. My guest on the show, now woman. In fact, every way, every means is surrounded by women. The person we go cook for, if we go on food competition, the way to the heart is through the stomach. If you want to eat good food, that woman cook them for you. Although some of us will not agree, will tell you that we are good cooks and we can do the needful. Talking about food, let's go for some diet break. Let's show you. So I know you are fasting. If you are fasting, maintain your fast. But we want to give inspiration into what you can use to break your fast. And don't worry, then we'll have a party shot. Stay with us. You're very much welcome back, and thank you for still gluing to your screen there on the program Spring Delight here on Western Spring Television. And we've been talking about the women because it's their day in less than 24 hours, just once it's 12 a.m. and now on the that's tomorrow the celebration begins. And you know, it's everything about women. And as I said, male folks, don't worry, your time is coming. My guest has calmed us down that we should not worry. Our time will come because it always comes. Life is turn by turn, so wait for your turn. It's their turn now, but don't be surprised, their turn can come again before your turn comes, regardless. We move. Yeah, talking about women, we've had an insightful conversation talking about how women should behave themselves, you know, coming out to do the needful. Women, don't be pulling down your co-women. Try to give the support where necessary. And as male folks, give the support where needed and give that fully. Give them the wings. Give them the supporting wings to fly, to be all they want to be, as you give them support in the family and beyond that and in the society at large. And it has been an interesting conversation with Oyinkansola Omigbodun. She's a lot of things coupled together, so I don't need to start stating them. If you follow the conversation through, you will have gotten a hint of a bit of this and that, but there's no need to start ruling out the whole thing again. If you are just joining, go watch the replay on our social media handles on Facebook, Western Spring Television, and on YouTube, Western Spring Television NG, to catch up with the conversation, as it has been centered basically on the women folks today. And why is it that you, a male folk, has to watch that? Is because there is a part you need to play in all of this. As we celebrate women, you have a role to play in ensuring that they are well celebrated. They are given the opportunity, the voice. We talked about empowerment. We talked about educating them. We talked about giving them the opportunity to make their choice. We talked about women in marriage. Marriage should not be a platform where you stop growing, stop advancing, stop increasing. It's a platform where you get to continue growing, increasing in knowledge, and advancing in being that which you want to be. Once again, it's a pleasure to have you right here seated. All right, as we wrap up this conversation talking about women, what would be your message to young girls who are growing up, like aspiring to become change agents, just as you have said in the course of the conversation? And some are looking up and I want to be like this woman right here on the screen, a mentor who has a school mentoring lives. She has other platforms where she gets to meet and interact with young girls. I want to also have this opportunity where I get to impact people. People can refer to me and say, this is what I've been able to do. What will be a message to them? And to old women who some are thinking, Yoruba will say, there is nothing more. Like they feel like it's over for them. Maybe they're already in their retirement age, they are 60 above, and they feel it's all over. Is there anything else that can be done differently? What will be your message to them? And what will be your message to male folks, lastly, just to reiterate, in supporting women as we get to celebrate the International Women's Day tomorrow?
Okay, I'm going to say this to both young and old women. Claim your space. Never let anyone dim your light. For the younger women, shatter the glass ceilings. Okay, any ceiling of limitation that says, oh, as a woman, you cannot do this, shatter that glass ceiling and push and push and push for what you believe your dreams are. There's no age limitation on dreams. Dreams can be attained at whatever age, whatsoever age. And I give a shout out to older married women who have decided to go back to school. I just want to give a shout out to every single woman out there who has decided, yes, I'm 50 and I'm going back to school. I haven't finished, I've not completed my schooling and I want to go back. I want to give a shout out of encouragement to you as we celebrate International Women's Day. I want you to remember that there are worthy examples like Funke Felix Adejimo, who has gone back to study law at 60. Good heavens, you know, so the sky is the limit. It's even just the beginning. Okay, so I want to emphasize that they should claim their space. And I also want to mention this to both young and old women. Do not have the crab mentality. Lift others as you climb. Seek to mentor another young woman as you climb up the ladder of social recognition, leadership, political leadership. Mentor other women to take your place. That's the notorious thing about women. Oh, they don't want to see other women in such spaces with them. So that has to change. That narrative has to change. We can do better. These are my...
And to male folks who were there, what will be your message to us as we get to support
well, my
you?
message to you,
as you're shattering the ceilings now, you know, but you said shattering
the glass will not be falling on you.
you get it, because shattering the ceilings, we're both inside, and you're hitting it because...
No, you won't be inside. If you're a solid man, you wouldn't be under that ceiling ensuring that the ceiling is in place. You will have gotten out of the way.
Okay, just...
You will be behind the women as they're shattering the glass.
And go on, fire.
Absolutely. So that's what I want to say to the men. Advocate for women. Speak up for them. You have you have the platforms for leadership and influence. Speak for women. Mentor women. Now that's a bit sensitive because in mentoring women, people may have all kinds of ideas. But no, mentor women to become leaders too. Draw them along those political ladders, those boardroom ladders. Mentor a woman, mentor a young girl, you know, and I want to speak to and celebrate every father who has girls. You know, I read something on social media recently where a man was being denigrated for having girls and say, oh, sorry, you have to manage with what you have. No, he's not managing with what he has. He has powerful change agents in his home. So I celebrate every man who has girls at home and who doesn't have a boy. There's nothing to regret. Those young ladies are going to blaze trails tomorrow. You just invest in them. So this is my message to men. Advocate for women.
Thank you very much for that. And I think if there is any ceiling you need to start shattering, go ahead to shatter them. But it's not the literal ceiling in your house.
No.
Before that, it will come for your head. So get to do the needful, you know, the sky is, just as you said, the starting point. And to all women out there, you know, yes, I would like to ask this, you know, some people, I would like to hear your opinion here. When we say woman, some young girls will say, I'm not a woman, I'm a lady. What do you have to? So when we're celebrating tomorrow on a lighter note, now,
it's not International Ladies Day.
Don't call me, you know, I was on a lighter note, I will mention her. They were a colleague of mine. I was on set. I think I chatted. I wanted to ask her information. So I addressed her as a woman. She said, no, don't address me as a woman. I'm a lady. I was like, okay, and tomorrow is International Women's Day. So who are we actually celebrating?
We are celebrating women. And the lady thing, I do not understand. I'll probably get educated about it. I do not understand. A lady is a woman. All right,
that is how we're wrapping it up on the segment today. And it's a pleasure to have right here in the studio, Oyinkansola Omigbodun. Thank you very much for giving us insight.
It's a pleasure as always.
Being our spotlight as we celebrate the International Women's Day on the 8th of March. It's a yearly thing, and tomorrow, to all women from all of us here on Spring Delight at Western Spring Television, we celebrate you. We appreciate all you do. And we just pray you continue doing the best.
One more thing, I'm sorry to interrupt. Yes. I'm very sorry. No, I just want to say this to the men. Tomorrow, pick up your phone, call your mom, call any woman in your life. If it's your wife, make sure she receives an alert.
Okay, make sure she receives an alert. I think I'm going to keep this at the back of my mind so that when it's Men's Day, I'm going to say the same thing.
We will do more.
Yes, we will do more. You have to do more. As we are doing it, you do more. So let the phone vibrate, and let the sound be different. You know, there is a way. If your phone doesn't sound, if it vibrates, there is a way it vibrates when it's an alert. But if it's normal text message, there's a way it comes in.
Absolutely.
So let the vibration come and let her know that he is the one that did it. You get that kind of thing. So men get to do the needful, put a smile on their face, let them know that they are celebrated for all they do. And very importantly, from my end here, we're talking about qualified women. Make yourself qualified. If you are just ranting about just wasting away, have a change. Be qualified to make a change in our world because you're important to our world. So be qualified to make that change. And this is what we're wrapping it up on this segment with Oyinkansola Omigbodun. Once again, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
And we'll quickly go on this fruit diet documentary. When we return, I'll be saying my advice on the show. Stay with me.
Essential nutrients, including vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants, along with cantaloupe, honeydew, and cucumber. Watermelon is rich in an amino acid called citrulline that may help move blood through your body and can lower your blood pressure. Your heart also enjoys the perks of all the lycopene watermelon contains. Studies show that it may lower your risk of heart attacks. Watermelon supports your hydration. It may support weight management. It may support healthy skin and eyes. It is a rich source of lycopene, may support blood pressure and exercise performance. Eating watermelon on an empty stomach protects your eyes. Both vitamin C and beta-carotene prevent you from going blind or suffering from cataract, maintaining your blood pressure levels, improving your mood. One serving of watermelon contains about 18 grams of sugar. This amount of sugar can have an impact on your blood sugar, but it's effectively large and depends on the amount of watermelon you are eating. Consuming watermelon after eating a source of fiber or protein can also help prevent your big spikes in blood sugar. Watermelon is beneficial because it's front-loaded with essential nutrients. It offers a big dose of lycopene. Watermelon helps keep you hydrated. It adds to healthy digestion. It could help with weight gain management. It may improve your heart health. It could work to reduce cancer risk. The Ayurveda experts suggest you have it in the morning between 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. as breakfast or between breakfast and lunch. Dr. Bava says one can even have it as an evening snack, post-lunch before 5 p.m. She cautions against having watermelon at night or with meals. Watermelon is healthy because it's full of lycopene, an antioxidant that helps break down harmful free oxygen radicals. It prevents kidney injury and therefore is a friendly kidney food. Watermelon is rich in lycopene, but if you're eating a lot of it every day, you could potentially become a victim of nausea, diarrhea, indigestion, and bloating, according to the American Cancer Society.
Yeah, very many thanks for being there. And that's the food. I said fruit documentary. I wanted to say fruit reports there, taken by GBK and John Ojo. And that's that on that. And very many thanks again for being a part of the conversation regarding women today. Everything on the show today is women. Shout out to the women folks out there. Keep doing what you do right and continue to maintain dignity and continue to blaze the trail as you move on. And this will be wrapping it up on today's segment of Springlight here on Western Spring Television. Very many thanks to everyone who has been a part of the show, the production crew, of the producer, everyone, and to the Apex hierarchy here at Western Spring Television. My name is Olufemi Alagwe, wishing you a delightful weekend and in preparation for the activities next week. Until I come your way again on this very set on the show, do have a delightful weekend. Bye for now.